to the One Community Local Leaders podcast, and I'm Matt Scarborough, cyclist and lawyer from Bicycle Accident Law.
And I'm Leo Brasino, special education teacher and swim coach.
In our podcast, we will be featuring leaders throughout the area, and we want to know what makes them tick. So do us a favor, subscribe, listen, share, and we're going to grow this thing together.
Welcome everybody to One Community Local Heroes podcast. So happy that I have one of my good friends that I know for 20 years, I think. In 2003, we met back in the old bike shop that he used to own, and now he's keep doing great things for all of us, for the community, so we can ride. So here's Paul Williams, everybody. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself to all of you and kind of explain what he's doing and whatever he wants to share during his journey in a cycling community.
So I'm Paul Williams, and I own Perfect Fit Fix and Ride. We've been in this location now almost 5 years. I've been in the bike industry since 1983, all the way back to college days. Started out just building BMX bikes and kept learning and doing more, and done everything from being a mechanic all the way through store owner, and bike fitting specifically, which is what we do here a lot since about 85 or so. It was one of the things that we did some, and then it became one of the things that we did more and more and more.
Since 1985?
85. 10,000 bike fits in, over 10,000 bike fits in. Yeah.
I'm one of those. He fit me back in 2006, I believe it was. The way you set me up for back then when I was doing triathlon, it was perfect. And it was something that I see it has changed. It's all about being comfortable.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was all about being aggressive, and I think you had that vision because you told me, no, you have to be comfortable. And now everybody's doing that. So you are ahead of the game on that aspect of having people being more comfortable than being aggressive, because if you're aggressive, for how long are you going to be aggressive, right. And being comfortable, you can go for hours riding. And how everything started, first of all, probably the love of cycling.
Yeah.
So you started as a rider first, and then how did you end up owning a shop?
Yeah. So I've been riding bikes since I was a little guy, a lot. You can't see it in the video, but I've got my first bike hanging from the roof over here.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna do this, guys. There's his first bike. Wow.
Yeah, so always riding, avidly. Got my first road bike at 15 years old. I was the only person that I knew that had one. I grew up in rural Oklahoma and just loved riding and did it a lot. It was freedom. It was a way to get around. It was athletic. So did all that all the way through until I went to college. Went to college for a while, and then I moved to Florida. And when I moved to Florida, I started bike racing quite a bit, and turned out I was okay at it. So just enjoyed that, and ended up working for a business that was a family business. Bill and Jerry Jones owned Jones Family Cyclery, and they were ahead of their time in the 80s. And so it was a great situation for me to be a part of their business and learn. And they pretty quickly realized that I could do whatever they threw at me, so they just kept throwing things at me. And that evolved into starting bike fitting and managing the service department, to sales, to by the time around 1998, I was basically running everything for them, and then bought their business. So that was a fun season. It's been fun to be one of the pioneers of bike fitting. I don't meet very many people who have been bike fitting longer or more. There are a few, and they're colleagues, and those are fun conversations, but it has evolved. It really has. there's still a lot of common sense, and we've probably one of the biggest things that happened was motion capture technology came along in 2008. The guys in Boulder, Todd Carver, and some others there developed a tool.
Yeah.
And so I got in, started utilizing that right away in 2008. I believe I was the first person in Florida to start utilizing it. There were only there were less than a dozen around the country even at that point, but just took advantage of another opportunity to do things better and in a different way. That was 15 years ago, and it turned out to be a great idea to be able to measure things, to be able to document things. We like to say the perfect fit is a target, not a statement around here. It's a process. Everyone's different. Everyone is doing something different. So it's just really fun to be a part of sorting all that out. We're here because we like to help people, and that's the bottom line. And that can look like a whole lot of different things all in one day. So we come in every day and just go for it.
That's exactly, I mean, you said something that is really important, that everybody's different. And I was talking to Katie and Dave about how in a cycling community, in a cycling sport, it could be intimidating.
Right.
It could be intimidating to go and go on a bicycle. And first of all, we don't recommend you going jumping into a group ride without knowing anybody. You need to get better. You need to develop the skills. You need to get a good fitting. So make sure you're riding the right bicycle, the right size, the right posture for you, so you can ride for a longer time. And then later, you just get to know people and come here, go anywhere you're comfortable with, and then get to know the riders and just go for it. But everybody's different, and everybody has different measurements, different needs, like you said. And then it's so awesome because I have a couple of friends that they ride not necessarily a road bike, and I told them, just go talk to him, go talk to Paul, because you're riding a bicycle,
right?
And the bicycle has two wheels and a handlebar, and then maybe the handlebar could be moved.
Yeah.
So you can have less pain on your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders and your waist, hips, and it's something that like, no, but that's all the equipment. You don't have to do all the equipment. Seriously, go talk to him. And I think they have. I think some of them have come and talked to you.
Yeah.
And then they feel a lot better. So I see them and I say, see, you're riding better. And then I challenge one of them saying, whenever you're ready, let's change to another bike and test it out, so you can go faster, because she wanted to go faster. And then if I'm not a professional in this area, but go talk to a professional, go talk to Paul, and I send everybody here to get fitted by you. And I believe you're one of the top 10 in the country. Is that true?
Triathlete magazine just named us one of the top 15 fitters in the country and top 5 in the East. So that was a huge honor. We've been working hard to do a good job, and we knew we did a good job, but it's been fun to get some recognition for that. So that's really been kind of cool. And we do work with new riders all the time. It can be intimidating. It can be a lot. Mm-hmm. And we work with all kinds of bikes, from hybrids to professional riders, everything. And we offer fit sessions that can accommodate that whole range. So if you're just getting started, great. There's no better place to get started than right here. At least half of what's going to happen, maybe sometimes 2/3, is what you're going to learn from things we say, questions you ask, obviously setting up the bikes as well. The other thing that we do to help people who are sort of overwhelmed with the idea of purchasing a new bike, we offer a new bike purchase fit session. That's what we use this machine for. It's an adjustable bike. So we're able to execute a bike fit, a thorough one, before you ever have a bike. And everyone that does what I do for a living has championed the idea for a long time that the purchase process should start with a bike fit, so that you find out what you need before you go shopping.
Yeah.
And so we do a lot of that, and a lot of people find that really helpful too.
Like this, for example, people like this friend, she probably doesn't know that it's okay to ride a road bike. It feels like probably it's intimidating, but I know there's different kind of road bikes, endurance, aero, and regular bike, and then by having a fit-in, you can manipulate some of that posture.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more upright. So can you explain a little bit more about that, like?
Yeah. So the people are different, but so is the application. Depending on what you do, we're gonna set the bike up or help you choose the bike that's right for what you want to do. It's really just that simple. Lots of different ways to enjoy bicycles. Competitive, not competitive, social, triathlons, it's mountain bikes. It's a really broad opportunity for people to have fun on bikes and be outside and have fun.
Yeah.
And do it with your friends.
Oh, right. A fun question. So how many bicycles do you have?
Oh boy.
That you ride?
I've got four that I ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a few others that are collectibles.
They used to ride. At what point you have the most bikes? What was the number like?
I'm probably at the most right now. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a pack rat, so I don't like to get rid of it. So I have two of my childhood bikes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. That's something that I wish everybody was able to collect that and save it, for future generations and future, as a reference,
Yeah.
In my case, when I used to do very serious in triathlons, I was only able to afford one bicycle, so I had a tri bike that you fitted me to, Matilda, I remember. And then eventually I got a road bike, so it was awesome to have two bicycles for different purposes, for different movements and different. And back in the day when there was no tri bikes allowed in group rides, and then that changed it with the TT Tuesday, the famous TT Tuesday, and you kind of like they want to kill you right away, like go super fast. Do you organize any rides or anything?
We have off and on. We're not doing anything currently, but we. Here in Mid Pinellas, there's been a very welcoming group. It's been called different things over the years: Mid County Riders, VDB, Van de Bluff. It's all the same crowd, regardless of the name. And one of the things I like about that crowd is they're serious, but they're welcoming and they're having fun. And so cycling for me and for many people is about community. And I encourage people to take part in that, and don't be afraid, and get to know people, and learn, and learn how to be safe, and enjoy the camaraderie, enjoy the competition, and enjoy the coffee when it's over.
Right.
So we've got a pretty great community in Mid Pinellas, and there's organized group rides every day of the week. And we haven't really felt the need to add to that. It's already happening,
right?
And we take part in it, and we encourage it, and we facilitate people finding out about where they're meeting and those kinds of things. And
well, it's like with Bicycle Accident Law, Matt Scarborough, we organize a ride on Fridays that leaves from Safety Harbor, right? And then we go easy, coasting to the Causeway, and then at the Causeway, people take off. And actually this morning, Matt is one of your clients that I suggested for him to come talk to you.
Yep.
All I say was, go talk to him, learn, and then you decide later, because we don't want to pressure anybody to do something that is very uncomfortable, mostly when it's something so important as riding. But he was riding this old bicycle, and then I told him, just go talk to him. And then this morning, dude, he was flying. And then last week, I think I took a video of him and I sent it to you so you can see what he was doing. And he was so comfortable and he was so happy. And he's a beginner rider,
right?
And his wife was teasing me. He's like, oh, okay, now I have to buy him a bike. And he's doing so great. And it's because of that process that you were talking about. He came, talked to you, and then now he's riding a bicycle, and he actually came here last night to do something right with you.
We're in the middle of a project with him right now. We're upgrading his bike, so getting new wheels, getting a power meter.
Oh boy!
Kind of turning his gravel bike into a little bit more of a road bike. So,
awesome. Okay. Yeah. So he has a gravel bike. So speaking of which, could you just kind of explain, because gravel bike is kind of like a new thing in the last 4 years, maybe?
Yeah.
5 years. It has increased in a way where people are now like, okay, I need a third bike.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we always need one more bike than we currently have, and gravel bikes have been a good excuse for that.
Yeah.
And gravel bikes are super versatile. I would say if a person could only have one bike, it would be that bike. You'll also hear them called mixed terrain bikes, which is probably a little more accurate term, but gravel is more fun, so call it whatever you want. It's essentially a road bike with the ability to put a fairly wide tire on it. And so that opens up a lot more opportunities to ride different places. Mm-hmm. It's not quite a mountain bike, but you'd be surprised what you can ride one through. And then with the wheel changes, which is what we're doing with Matt, which is a simple thing to do, that bike can become quite a nice road bike as well. So instead of having two bikes, you can have one bike and two sets of wheels, and you really have two bikes. So, and it's very popular in people that have been riding the roads, maybe not feeling as safe as they once did, maybe just wanting to change the scenery. It opens up different places to ride, less busy roads and things like that, so people feel safe. And it's just fun to do something different. And the workout is quite different because you're going slower, but you're working harder. So that's it's just a great change of pace.
Yeah, well, it's like when I used to do triathlons and I wanted to get faster, I deflated my tires just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So it was more friction, and then, but I was trying to keep up with you guys, and then I was like trying to be patient, and then when the time was right, I put more air, and I was flying, and it felt good. But you have to be careful with that. So that's something I did, and something that's important to. And I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, because the tendency is like, oh, he's riding that, I should ride that too. Or I'm using these shoes, oh, I should wear those shoes too. And no, it's not just like that. So that's why I look like a cyclist.
Yeah.
He had like visible kit, the helmet, he had a camera, and it was so good to see. It's like my job is done, and then I'm sure Paul feels the same way. Getting fitted, it's not just on the bike.
Right.
It's on the shoes, it's on the posture. Can you talk about that a little bit too?
Yeah. So our bike fit sessions are interactive by design. I want you to ask questions, and I make that clear during the first part of the session, and people take advantage of that. And that is a great way, while we're bike fitting, for them to learn. And they learn because they're asking questions that are on their mind. So we never stop talking during the session. Usually people are asking questions on their way out the door. We do a follow-up session because we're gonna impart a lot of information, and they're gonna process that, and then 2, 4, 6 weeks later they're gonna come back and they're gonna be able to give me better feedback. It really is a process, and it's fun to watch what the pros are doing, but they're doing what works for them. And by the time you get to that level, you've gone through this process of learning what works for you. And so we all need to go through that process. And it's just like hiring a coach, which is a great idea, spending time with a bike fitter, asking questions, coming back for that follow-up, coming back for that annual checkup. We do other things here, so there's lots of opportunities to engage with us, and it's the main reason we're here. So,
what about, like, for example, the shoes?
Yep.
Sometimes you do inserts, and no, sometimes nowadays it's
a lot of times. Yeah. Foot support is really important, and Retool tells me I build more custom insoles than anyone in the world. I think they know that because of how many blanks I buy, but they developed a process almost 10 years ago to simply and affordably make a custom insole so that you can have as near perfect accommodative support to the foot as possible. That's game changing for probably 60% of the people. Some people don't need help with that, but I would say 80 to 90% of the population has some benefit from foot support. You need to be in the right shoe. We can give you the right foot support, but if the shoe doesn't fit, that doesn't work very well. So we offer shoes here. Solutions is what I say. We do sell products, but really it's more like we provide solutions. So we have saddles, we have handlebars, we have stems, we have shoes, we have things to clean your bike, whatever you need. We're a curated bike store for enthusiasts. I'm still finding language to call what we are because we're different by design, and it's working. People are enjoying it.
And you know, of course, like I said again, I send people here all the time, and I said, he's not giving me any commissions or anything like that. It's just that I believe in Paul because he did my fitting a long time ago, and his approach, and I hear it after always. Even Matt Scarborough told me, wow, it was so easy to talk to him and kind of like get the information easy. You know, I didn't feel pressure at any moment. And same, the other Matt said the same thing, Matt Summers, but Matt Scarborough told me that, and it's something that you have to feel comfortable. You're kind of like one of those cycling coaches here that people can come and you can study their cadence and you know how they're doing and give suggestions, and you know we wish we can see them out there right in and try to fix what they're doing wrong. But how about clothing? What do you suggest? Because there's something else that is like in swimming. Every time I'm in a triathlon and I see somebody coming to swim with a big rash guard full of wrinkles, and I say, take that off because it's gonna slow you down. And so I think as a cyclist, as a roadie, and it's not it's about the matching for you guys too, but it's about being comfortable and the pants and the thickness. So because sometimes people had the misconceptions like, I had to have a lot of padding in there to be comfortable, right. But that's not true, right?
Not true. It's been fun to see products get better. I remember back in the day when the padding was chamois. We still call them chamois because it was just a piece of leather sewn into the short. And we didn't even have very many saddles to choose from. We had like A, B, or C saddles. Now every model comes in 3 sizes. So products have really come a long way. And clothing is one of the biggest things, technical fabrics, just even how they're made. You can buy different clothing for different applications, and why not look good? That's one of the cool things. And you don't have to wear an on the skin kit if that isn't the look you want. But if you do, it'll be cooler. It'll be more aero. It'll be more comfortable. And more people are getting comfortable with looking that part. And being less self-conscious about it. So that's good too. When you ride with other people, it's like, well, everybody else is, wearing that. And, not everybody's thin, not everybody's big. And cycling is one of those things that cyclists come in all shapes and sizes, and everybody's welcome. And can have fun doing it and even perform well. We live in Florida, so it's not difficult terrain. It's a place where just about anybody can have a lot of fun. So we do our own line of custom clothing. We have other types of clothing too, but the whole kit, socks, gloves, wintertime stuff. We try to have it all.
Well, it's like I was one of those that I was like, why wear gloves? and then I happened to buy a new pair of gloves just to test them out, and I went down on the bicycle, and then I put my hand down on the asphalt. Thank God for the glove.
Yeah.
The asphalt ate the whole glove, and I had some scratches, but the glove saved me. Saved my hand from being who knows what, like going to the bone or something.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. And then now they come with the padding for the sweat, and
Yeah.
so and then of course they match now what you're wearing. But yeah, it's clothing is very important. Like you said, the fabric, different kind of fabrics for the heat, to keep you warm whenever you need to. And I remember one of the pros told me one time, every wrinkle is 10 watts against you. So I was like, after that, I have to like always wear something that has less wrinkles. I put the wrinkles on the back. Yeah. But it's fun to learn. It's fun to learn. Like you said, the sport has evolved.
Yes.
And it has evolved internationally also, of course. I remember the Tour de France when they didn't wear helmets.
Right.
So crazy, you know, like. Yeah. And then people went down, and people still going down. But now the helmets has a different technology, and they connect to your phone. And if you go down, it sets an alarm. And you know, what do you think about safety and cycling? You know, how has that changed? Because there's more people riding bicycles. Yeah. That is a good thing, and but there's a lot more people driving distracted.
Yeah.
And not having the patience for cyclists on the roads and things like that.
Yeah, I think there have been a lot of advancements, and it's good to take advantage of those things. Helmet technology, like you said, has come a long way. They're light and they're ventilated and they're safe, and they're safer than ever. There's we've got a lot of things that we're plugging in and charging every day. I was had my bike plugged in and charging everything that needed to be charged the other day, and there were 6 things on my bike plugged in, and several of those had to do with things that are safety. Mm-hmm. If you have a Wahoo or a Garmin computer on your bike, which most of us have, there's a way that if you have a crash that you can set that up to call for help, and it really works. I was on a ride where someone fell and ended up being fairly seriously injured. He's fine now, but it was a hit and run. There are bad people out there on the roads, but his wife got the call and was there before the EMTs were, and they got there quick. So it's really good to have that kind of technology available. There's something that most of us are using. I would say 70% of the people I ride with have a Garmin device. It's a tail light and a radar. So it can see cars coming from behind you, and it lights up the screen. You can have an audible alert or not. You can turn it off. But it shows you where the car is, how many cars there are, how fast they're approaching. I don't ever ride without that. It's just, a layer of safety. So, yeah.
We could get distracted, and because we take things for granted sometimes, like, oh yeah, and then do something and it's as simple as that, and it could happen to anybody. But yeah, we always have to be defensive, defensive cyclists and look for cars, and yeah. So anyways, anything else you want to share with us? Or
I want to go back to you mentioned Matt earlier, and I was thinking Matt Scarborough, and you met Matt Summers.
Yes.
And he was here yesterday.
Yeah.
And so that's a exciting example.
Yes.
Of someone that really didn't even have a bike. No. Wanted to go bike riding, and started with a new bike purchase fit session. Mm-hmm. And so it takes time to put everything together, but he came, we learned everything we needed to do, we sent him shopping, he got that bike. All this transpired over weeks to maybe a couple of months, and we got to set it up for him last night. And so he's starting to actually ride and enjoy that new bike, and we ordered him some shoes. He's ready for road shoes, so he's getting rid of the mountain bike shoes, and So it's super rewarding to watch someone go through that process. That can take time.
Yeah.
And just see how much they're having fun with it, and watch them progress, and it's amazing, really.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying, that he had an old bike, and it wasn't his size to start with.
Yeah.
Cause he's a tall man, and then I suggested to him, hey, have you thinking about doing this more often? If you are, you should go see my friend Paul. Just talk to him, and then you do the rest. I mean, and again, we're not trying here to tell people, go ahead. No, it's a learning experience. It's a process, and it's a journey, and it's your own journey, and everybody will have their own journey to live with and to go for. And in his case, he's been going slowly, faster. Like I tell people, slow is fast sometimes, because you're paying attention, you're taking the time to learn the skills, and today he was leading the pack.
How about that?
And then he was pointing and things, and I was on the car driving, watching and taking my video and all that, and it's impressive. You can see it in my Facebook Live.
Yeah.
He was in front of everybody, leading. And but yeah, so it's so good to see that, because this is what we love. Like I love swimming, I love the multi-sport, I love my community, and you said it earlier, it's a community sport, it's a community, and this is what it's all about. And like I tell people, boy, it's called One Community Local Heroes, and people like Paul are changing somebody's life and offering comfort, offering safety on the bicycle, and having somebody going out there and having a good time, and safe riding.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and then you also have a mechanic here.
Yes.
I think he just got in.
He just walked in. Yes,
He's walked in very quietly.
Caesar is here.
He's camera shy, and he said yes. It's okay, we got your back. In case somebody need a quick change or something. And,
just like bike fitting, we offer service, best practice by appointment. Caesar is the man that can do it right and get it right the first time. We preach preventive maintenance all the time. That's always the best way, and that reduces unexpected things happening and expenses even. So Caesar's been with me now for over 5 years, and we're friends, and delighted that he's a part of what we're doing. And,
awesome.
Everybody loves Caesar because he's easy to love and does a great job.
How can they reach out to you?
We have a website, perfectfitfixride.com. We have a phone number. It's textable. It's 727-251-5108. We're on Facebook and Instagram. You can message us there. Lots of different ways to get a hold of us. So,
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's a good time to wrap it up. And if we miss something, it's okay. Just tell us. Just make a suggestion. And hey, it doesn't mean we can't do this again. We can do this again a couple more times and cover whatever we didn't cover. But please come visit Paul and Caesar, and by appointment only. Don't be showing up, and because those guys are busy, and when they're working on a project, you need to be, no distractions. You need to concentrate on that person and make sure everything is right, because your joints are all involved. You need to go with an expert to tell you. So, well, thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, Leo.
Thank you. And we know each other for almost 20 years now. So I was like 10.
Yeah.
So
I was 25.
all right. Thank you.